Spot of business news now, and the Walt Disney Company has seen $1.4 billion wiped off its profits in the first months of the year because of the coronavirus pandemic. The entertainment giant suffering from the closure of its theme parks, delayed film releases and a drop in advertising earnings. For more, let's speak to our business editor, Stephen Carroll. Stephen, Disney, a massively profitable company in normal times. Why has it been so hard hit by this crisis?
It's a profitable company, but it's also a diverse and a global company. And the global nature of the pandemic and the shutdown measures that have been put in place really hitting all areas of Disney's business. The biggest loss in revenue for Disney was in its theme parks business. This financial report covers the period from January to March. Of course, the Shanghai park Disney theme park would have shut down first, but by the end of March, the global shutdown would have affected Disney's theme parks around the world, and that really put a big dent in how much the company is earning. And when the company says that its profits are $1.4 billion lower for that 3-month period, the biggest chunk of that comes from its theme parks. But this is an integrated business. Disney schedules movie releases to tie in with merchandise, to tie in with theme park rides, to eventually tie in with musicals. And as a result, delaying one part of this business has an impact across the whole spectrum of how Disney makes money. At the same time, its TV channels, think of the sports network ESPN, viewing figures are a lot lower because there aren't live sports happening, and that means less advertising as well. And we know that there has been a collapse in advertising earnings in general across the media business. So difficulty across all of Disney's businesses, and perhaps that may continue for the next period of financial reporting as well, because those parks haven't reopened yet, and that means again a huge loss of earnings in the current financial reporting period. Disney hoping to reopen its Shanghai theme park on the 11th of May, but only at a 30% capacity, which means that recovery will be a long time coming as well. Now, Disney has cut executive pay. It's furloughed 100,000 workers to try and deal with this crisis as well. And really the only bright spot in its earnings was the Disney Plus streaming service, which saw a big jump in subscribers as it expanded into many European markets during the period of the shutdown. Subscriber numbers up to now almost 55 million, a target the company hadn't expected to meet for several years. But that's not a business that's profitable yet. At a launch period, Disney is still investing a massive amount in streaming to make it work, so that won't compensate for the loss of money the company is suffering elsewhere.
Meanwhile, Stephen, the travel industry also clearly feeling the pain, including home rental site Airbnb.
We've talked a lot about how airlines are suffering from the travel shutdown. Airbnb also being hit too. It's shedding a quarter of its workforce. The company has announced 1,900 employees are to be laid off, and it's cutting back. For example, it scrapped all of its advertising spending to save another $800 million as well. And it said that it doesn't expect this year to be a good year financially. Revenue will be half of what they had expected for 2020 because, of course, their business won't be able to recover until lockdown measures are lifted and we see an effect in earnings. It's not just in the likes of Airbnb as well. Hertz, the car rental company, agreeing a really crucial deal with its lenders to extend a payment deadline. It's already missed a payment deadline to keep the company afloat. The Financial Times saying that bankruptcy was being considered as an option at the car rental company as well. Car rentals, of course, also suffering. Hertz's rival Avis also seeing big losses in the most recent period, losses of $158 million in the 3 months to the end of March. That's a sector too that will need to see a significant lifting of lockdown measures before it sees a recovery. Travel could be the last industry to recover as life returns to the new normal.
Okay, Stephen, thanks indeed for that update. Stephen Carroll, our business editor there.